everybody, pips. Let's see who we've got. And are we in fact working? We are working. Look at that. Well, oh gosh, there's a whole ton of people here. So hello Sean, hello Logan, hello Savannah, hello Susan, hello Gilda, hello Peggy, hello Wendy, hello Cass, hello Helena. That's quite hard to say. Hello Laurie and hello Shayna. Welcome indeed to our channel. And Marlene, welcome. They're coming in thick and fast. Now, the first thing I have to say is this like button. We need you guys. Oh, and Yoff, hello Yoff. We need you guys to address this like button. We need you to spam some hearts. Share this broadcast and hit that like button, because we're trying to do our best to be something of less of a well-kept secret. Oh my goodness gracious me, there's a ton of people. There's Carol and there's Lizette. She does her name backwards, it's hard. I don't look, people are spamming the hearts now. Yay! This is good. Yes, let's get that like thing up, people, yes. please.
We've been doing a little research at YouTube to try to figure out how it all works.
We still don't know.
We still don't know exactly, but apparently YouTube itself has been reworking the algorithms and how it does things. And if your regular audience, meaning your membership audience, doesn't like your video, then they don't send it anywhere.
So you have to really.
So that's interesting, but I can understand that logic. Hey, somebody's given us a super chat.
Oh goodness gracious me!
Tarot.
Hello there, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the super chat. Make the lights flash. Should we set a goal?
Well, I don't know.
Why don't we do that? And you start wittering on about it, and I'll try and do this.
Wittering on about a goal? No, I'm not.
No, wittering on about.
All right, so I get what they're saying. YouTube is saying that if your own membership doesn't like or watch your video, then why would they show it to anybody new? And I guess that's, legit, right? But yes, so let's think about this past couple of months and think about, I always talk about astrology and the empirical evidence. When this happens. And the stars are really crazy. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming up and maybe help us to figure out why we're feeling the way we're feeling. Like, what is this weird undertone of energy? And I know for myself, I have been feeling very pressed, I guess.
Oh, God. Like there's a weight on your chest almost.
Yeah, and usually I'm really good at insulating myself from heavy things, but the energy, everybody seems to be kind of upset or feeling held down or held back or stressed out or overwhelmed, and it goes beyond personal things, obviously, to more of a zeitgeist, more of a general feeling of crazy. And I know that a lot of you probably felt like January was a year long and February was about a week long.
Yeah. We're nearly at the end of February. What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what happened, interestingly enough. In January, there was a nodal shift, right? So the nodes moved out of that Aries Libra axis into the Pisces Virgo axis. So they were like doing their in retrograde in kind of thing. So that was a shift for people again, from that air and fire energy that's very, air fuels the fire, things get moving, blah, 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 back to water and earth. So that was a little bit of pressure, and we're going to have that nodal axis of Pisces Virgo for 18 months. Now, the other thing that was going on all of January pretty much is that Mars was retrograde in Cancer.
Mars don't like Cancer.
Jupiter was retrograde in Gemini, right? And Uranus was retrograde in Taurus. So you had the nodes doing their thing back and forth, retrograde, and two of our personal planets, Mars and Jupiter, and then a generational planet, Uranus. So that made us feel like we were kind of wading through stuff, right? They're wading through chaos and wading through information and wading through trying to like defend ourselves in a way. All right.
It's felt like an onslaught, hasn't it?
But now, this last week of February, from now till Friday, these next few days are going to be like a second long because everything is direct.
Oh no.
All right? Everything is gone direct until Friday, until Saturday. Saturday's the 1st. And on the 1st, Venus goes retrograde in Aries. Now, we can probably feel that stressful energy now, but everything is direct. And that Venus in Aries, I talked about that and said that it was going to cause marching. And
Marching, mate.
An uprising.
Marching in March.
Marlene, I got to put on this list.
Yes, and thank you guys for the super chats. We did set a goal. We're 3 out of 10 right now. We appreciate you so much. I'll do some silly voices.
So you're going to see over the March that there's going to be a lot of protesting and a lot of things going on where voices want to be heard.
Want to be heard, I think, is the key.
And the thing that's going to be difficult with that is that while Venus is retrograde for the whole entire month, Mercury goes retrograde on the 14th of March. And we can usually feel that Mercury retrograde a couple of weeks ahead of time. So we're going to enjoy these next 4 days of quick action and things going on as Mars is getting its
act together, so to speak.
Arrow headed out forward again.
Phalanx.
And then we're going to start to feel this little bit of Mercury retrograde energy coming in that first week of March. And on the 14th, we have Mercury retrograde, for the month.
March the 14th, eh?
Yeah. Oh. The Ides of March are going to be
Beware the Ides of March! Oh, God.
And we feel the effects of a Mercury retrograde until it gets out of the shadow. And that degree will be April 26th.
Oh.
So basically, even though Mercury is retrograde for about 30 days, we feel it beforehand, and we feel it till it gets out of the shadow. So we're going to put a little pin in April 26th.
A little pin.
A little pin there. All right.
Should I be feared?
Maybe so.
Oh, dear.
All right. So the Venus retrograde that starts on the 1st, we're going to feel the effects of until mid-May when she gets out of her shadow. Mm-hmm. What you doing?
I'm liking the people who are giving us super chats.
Right. Okay.
Because I appreciate that.
So Mars came out of retrograde yesterday. And it had gone in at 17 degrees Cancer. And it's going to get... Oh, all right. So
Bear with us for a second. We'll figure it out.
Mars... No, I want to make sure I don't miss any details that are important for dates. So Mars was in Leo on November 4th. The day before the election.
Oh, good Lord.
Right? So remember we said, here we are, we backtrack, did you get it right?
This means like Mars has been retrograde forever.
It has been in Cancer, like 6 to 8 months. Okay.
Good Lord.
All right, but listen to me now. Right?
I'm listening.
November the 4th, Mars was in Leo. Then we had that retrograde. Now we're coming back. And when Mars gets there again, it's going to ask us, did we get it right.
I don't
Right?
know.
That's what the, third time is the charm, or trouble comes in threes.
Is there an opportunity for a do-over?
So it gets back to that spot on April 18th.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to put a pin there.
18th of April.
All right.
All right.
All right. And it's not going to get out of shadow until May 2nd. So April and May are going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Saturn and Neptune are going to come together in Aries for the first time in 3,500 years.
Oh, good Lord.
But, and they'll be like doing this little dance through Valentine's Day 2026.
Oh, a year, you mean?
Yeah. And that's when they're going to come together. That's when they're going to come together at 0 degrees Aries for the first time in 12,000 years. Right?
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is we're living in these
Interesting
crazy times. All right. So Jupiter's gone direct, but it will be out of its shadow, 20 degrees Gemini, that last week in April.
So April sounds like things are coming to a bit of a head. Would that
Well, I've been talking about
that,
right? I've
fair?
been talking about, remember I said the orchestra's warming up? All right. Now, Uranus had also been retrograde, and now it's going to go direct again. And on April 24th, it will conjunct Al-Ghul again.
Oh, no.
Now, the last time it conjunct Al-Ghul, Mars was right there in Taurus, but Mars, we know, moved off. Okay. So the last 2 weeks of April, I want you to start making a plan now. Make a plan now. And you'll recall, if you've been watching, that I've said, put some cash aside. There may not be internet, blah, blah, blah. And I've really been trying to look at all these puzzle pieces and figure out what on earth they could be, right? Like we have Mars going direct in Leo in April and recapping our election, basically. We have Mercury finally coming out of the shadow so we can have its intelligence and communication April 26th. We have Saturn and Neptune dancing around together, trying to say, this is a lesson, or is it an illusion? This is a lesson, or is it an illusion? And that's playing on in the background. Then we have Jupiter in Gemini wanting us to get the report, wanting us to expand on that intense journalism. We have Uranus, chaos, panic, disorder, activating conjunct, combust, Al-Ghul on the 24th of April. And then on the 25th of April, the biggie is Mars oppose Pluto. So that last week of April is a really big and very unusual time.
Something's going to happen.
All right. So originally I had said, there might be martial law, there might be a trade war, there might be an internet, takedown because they don't want us to communicate. But now, after looking at the Venus retrograde and the uprising and protesting thing, I think we're going to have a prolonged period of time where the people's voices are going to be important. And sometimes the best way to get attention is through that kind of silence, right? Meaning that if you're screaming and hollering and yelling,
everything louder than everything else.
You get ignored or overshadowed. But if you speak very softly, people tend to lean in and listen because they want to know. So this brings me to our blackout that the people are doing, right? Do not buy from big corporations. Do not buy from greedy, government-run kind of things.
Or the guy who owns the Washington Post.
Right. So I really think that the reason that put money aside has been predicted for, which I still feel is very valid, is that you may not want your purchases tracked, or you may not want anyone to know what you're purchasing where, right? So granted, it didn't matter whether you paid by cash or check or credit card. If you're buying something from a corporation, you're still going against the people's voice. But if you have cash and you can go to local things and support your community, this doesn't get reported, and the credit card companies won't be fed, and the major corporations will begin to suffer, and that's how our voices can be heard. I think the most important thing to understand, though, is you need to support your community. The other day I had said that many little ma and pa restaurants, delis, bakeries, stores like ours, gift stores, bookstores,
local
pharmacies versus Walgreens and CVS. A lot of these guys are hanging on by a thread since COVID.
Quite literally,
right?
yeah.
Like for us, since COVID, we have gone through a lot of our reserves. There, Yama Ohid were still here, but I could imagine that some other people who didn't have backup plans are really just hanging on. And we've seen how many businesses have closed, have shuttered up since COVID.
Sadly, yeah.
And there definitely is another wave of that kind of thing with either the bird flu or measles or another AIDS epidemic. There's another sort of
potentiality
pandemic-y kind of endemic thing going on. Not to mention we still do have COVID and we have flu this year and all kinds of stuff. But if you completely shut yourself down and you don't spend any money in your own community, they won't be there when you really do need them.
There is that.
Right? So think about how you can readdress your spending habits. Okay, I'm going to buy XYZ plastic crap on Amazon versus I could go to a local thrift store, not one of the big corporations that's against LGBTQ or anything like that, but a local little ma and pa recycling place. We see things like Habitat for Humanity or different little single-owned junk shops, things like that. Do I really need to pay money for this into Jeff Bezos' pocket on Amazon, or could I get one that's recycled? Or could I recycle something of my own, right? So think about and readdress your spending habits. Go to the local burger joint, not, McDonald's or Burger King. Go to a local bakery, not Dunkin' Donuts.
CSA. Community supported agriculture.
Yeah, go to
that
a
is a
CSA
fantastic thing.
or a farmer's market.
Little farmers market stand, something like that.
Right.
little independent butcher or something.
Exactly. Go to your local butcher rather than, Aldi's or Costco or whatever, and start your garden.
This is the cunning pushing back, if you will, because what we've seen over the past, I don't know how long, certainly the last age,
80 years at least,
is this consolidation of wealth, power, and influence. So that now there's like 1% of the population of the United States has 99% of the wealth. That is a perverse distribution.
Well, I think it's not 99, but it's up there. Anyway.
No, it is. It is, definitely. And it's the problem is now that it's like they say power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this desire for wealth, and it wouldn't spoil a billionaire's life at all for them to pay reasonable taxes, because they've got more money than they could ever spend in several lifetimes. But instead, they want to go, oh, well, we'll take this out of somebody else's mouth, It's become quite perverse. Now, the subtle way of pushing back against that, say, what can we do? What can we do? What we can do is exactly what Lisa said, and that is to take your dollar
Cut them out
and spend it somewhere else. Spend it somewhere else, ever so subtly. And remember, every time you use a credit card, the credit card company makes $2 out of every 10 that is spent. And that's
between the merchant and you if you don't pay your balance off. That means that the credit card companies, the banks, are making 20% of all money that exchanges hands. So pay cash.
If you can.
Pay cash for two reasons. It doesn't cost you money to spend cash. It doesn't cost the store money for you to spend cash. And nobody knows where you spent your money.
Exactly. Cook with what you've got in your pantry. Yes. Yes, we all waste too much. No. Resources are going to become very, very important. And it's, it's little things, but it's these little things that makes the huge differences. One person just doing it, whatever. If the vast majority of the population of the US changed its spending habits and cut off the likes of Amazon, they're going to notice very quickly. And they're going to change their tune. Mm-hmm. They're going to. You got to hit them where it hurts, and that's in the wallet, because that's the thing.
And if they don't know and they can't track, it's even better, right? But what I'm trying to say is make sure you don't starve your local community.
Don't.
Right?
No.
Peggy's saying there's a new bakery, a vegan bakery called Little Loaf. Absolutely.
Looks lovely.
That'd be a million times better than driving through McDonald's. My face is a testament to that. On Friday, we were working really hard, and I didn't get time to pack us a lunch. So we went to the local deli, and I said, well, tuna fish is going to be safe because it's not processed. But
shame about the hard roll.
The roll, of course, had glyphosate, right? It's a pesticide that's in your
everything,
wheat,
just about.
In
your makeup.
So a day or so later, and I'm completely, my inflammation is really high, and I'm broken out and feeling crappy. So no more non-organic food and poison for me. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is our community day. So
yes, please.
This coming Friday, the 28th, is a big time for our voices to be heard. It would be fantastic if you spent nothing on a credit card. It would be fantastic, though, if you figured out how you could support local shops, right? Get out of your house and prove to the community that you're part of, that you support them. Go to that local bakery, go to that local bookstore, go to the farmer's market, get your groceries someplace you don't usually go, and support a ma and pa. Don't use your credit card.
And if you can't do any of that, if you're so strapped, well, you can come to our place and.
Well, I'm getting to that. Now you made me forget what
I'm sorry. I was going to say go to a library is the other thing you can do. Support your local library.
Yeah, get out of the house for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I did not mean to derail you. You'll get back there.
Anyway, so we're offering a community day that day. That's the other thing. Stay off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking on the 28th that you stay off the internet, that you don't sign on and you doom scroll. So again, if you don't go on the internet, then Zuckerberg's going to be like, hey, wait a minute. Hey, there was nobody on X today. Hey, there was nobody on Facebook today. And we are offering a community day where you can come. It's from 12 to 5. We'll have people doing Reiki. We might do some healing ritual stuff. We're going to have some tea. And there'll be donation basket there. You can make a donation for the light and the heat in the annex that we'll be using. But it's not about making money. It's about giving a place where people can come and decompress, where people can participate in something together, face to face.
Feel safe.
Where you can feel safe, and where you don't feel like you have to stay in your house and order DoorDash and whatever all these things are that are just feeding corporate greed. Come, exhale. We would hope that we would only take cash sales that day. It's obvious that our store can't endure, a blackout of a month with no sales, but it would be great if we had cash sales so that we can feel like we're participating in the blackout as well without, going bankrupt. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we still have our bills to pay, damn it, is the problem. Thank you, guys. We love it. We love our community.
Yes, it's a good idea to go to the library. Yep.
We love our community. Our community is that's what it's about. That's what it's about. When you've got that bunch of people with and we have in our community quite a wide and disparate skill set. So we can, if we need to, we can look after ourselves. From all different. Some of us are superb bakers, not me.
No, but seriously, as ma and pa's go, if you black out your local deli or you black out your whatever,
they don't have the reserves of Amazon
for 2 or 3 weeks, like people are asking, which would make an impact if the people shut out the corporations and the people shut out the credit card companies. That would make a huge difference. But if people shut out the local ma and pa's, they will die. And then all you'll have is the big corporations with their disgusting poison food and their rapacious fees in the end. So you don't want to kill your community by making the sacrifice of not buying from Big Brother. Right? And I just feel that's really important. Yes, we want everyone to participate. No, we don't want to take credit card sales that day. But we don't want to go a day with no sales. Mm-hmm. And we also want to keep people off the internet. So rather than sitting home, fretting and doom scrolling and feeling stressed out, come on, get some Reiki, give some Reiki, have some good talks.
Just come and have a laugh.
Have a laugh and a cup of tea.
And just, it's such a warm, our store, I love our store because you come in there, if you're of the right ilk, putting it that way, right? If you mean us harm, then it's going to kick your ass. But if you're of the right ilk, the store gives you a big old hug when you walk in. Yeah. And it really does feel like that. It feels like, you're home. It's okay. You can breathe. And, we love it. I remember the one morning getting woken up at 2 a.m. by an alert that somebody's on the porch, and it was this wee kid. It was just
a college student.
Yeah, whatever her issue was, she came up onto the porch, put her backpack down, put her hands in the salt, and then put her backpack on and walked off. And I thought, oh my God.
Yeah, it was like 1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were like, oh my God, what's going on?
What's going on?
And the camera alert to somebody who was just purging,
Yep.
All right. So the other thing is, we know we have this new moon at 9 degrees Pisces. So it's interesting because this is the 9 card, which is Virgo, and the Pisces card is also a 9, the moon. So again, we have that attention to detail, what is real and what is an illusion. These next couple of months from now till May, We are living in that sorted out. Is it AI? Is it real? Is it a lesson? Is it the truth? But really, that last couple of weeks in April is hope for the truth, right? And that's the intention we want to send. Hope for the truth.
All right.
Right, gonna mix these up.
So we got to mix them up. And guys, we did set a little goal, by the way, and you've got part way towards it. If you, Lisa is committed to doing another astrology workout kind of thing. If we make our goal today, so
Another astrology workout?
thing like you did the Venus whatsoever alchemy thing. I signed you up
What
for
he's
it.
putting me up for.
I am, because people liked it.
Anyway,
People liked it. So if you can afford to throw us a super chat, I
if
think
you
it's-
light the candle, set
yeah,
the mood here.
just send us a super chat, and I can do funny voices.
And
as
people
well.
who are on the Academy Wednesday night, we're gonna do our new moon magic on Wednesday night, have our ritual and set our intention. And then our next moon class is the 1st. And I'm getting really excited about that. So
It is. Okay. Hello, Nicole. Oh gosh,
put her on there.
they're all getting in there. Who's first?
Sean.
Sean. The chariot. Yes.
Get your motor running.
Out on the highway. Yes, you was born to be wild. No. This is a card very much about Boolean opposites and the liminal. The liminal, wherein exists the potentiality to be anything. I think you're being asked to be a little more creative, a bit more creative. Let your juices flow. Thank you so much, Nicole, for the super chat. Let your creative juices flow. It's a good time for you, actually. Get back into your writing, maybe, huh? Just saying. Yeah.
All right, I have Logan.
Oh, we're doing it one-on-one on them. I'll get you now. All right, then. Fair enough.
Logan, take time to recharge. Right? Sometimes if our downtime is just spent worrying, we don't get rest. So see how you can find some time to just have energy, golden light. Cover yourself with golden light and let yourself just be, right? This new moon is a really great time for you to recharge. So Wednesday, you're going to want to take a little time. Wednesday, Thursday, in that new moon energy, and let yourself recharge. And really think about positive things that you love. And don't let yourself get worked up by things that...
Internal doom scrolling.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, Savannah.
Oh, spam them hearts, people. All right, Savannah. I feel that must be the one. Oh, come here, go away. We talked about this yesterday, didn't we? Boundaries and stuff like that. It's a very interesting card, this one. I have to say, very interesting. But I think sometimes you do need to draw a line in the sand and say, that's kind of unacceptable, and we'd very much like it if you would take a walk through the Garden of Enlightenment, perchance. But it's good, you don't have to run somebody through, but just to know that there is a boundary, and don't allow yourself to get compromised would be the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Don't lose your head.
No, but don't take somebody else's off either. that's a good thing. Shuffle them up more.
I am Susan.
6 to go, peeps. 6 super chats. Come on, you can do it.
Susan,
Ooh,
doors are going to open. There looks to be like a really good opportunity for you. What I'll say is pace yourself and try not to overcommit, right? If you could do 3 things extremely well, then don't take on the 4th thing that might make it that now you can only do 4 things average or a little below average, right? So pick your tasks, pick your choices. Here come these opportunities. Which ones could you take and do really well? And which ones maybe you don't do all at the same time, but you put that on a back burner. So focus on the things that you can do and really devote yourself to. And don't overcommit so that you end up half-assing something.
Don't half-ass it.
Well, then you'll hate yourself. All right. Gilda.
Gilda. Well, it's got to be Gilda's.
Didn't she have this card last week?
Do you know, I honestly can't remember. I can't remember a bloody thing anymore. I've no wit. I've no wit. So, Gilda, this... oh, thank you, Savannah, for that. So, perception is everything. How you perceive it is truly your reality. I mean, when we look at this card on the face of it, ostensibly, it really doesn't look that good. You know, we've got a blindfolded and bound woman surrounded by a prison of swords on a tidal flat with the tide out. Not good. However, look a little closer, and that's the key. You've got to look a little closer. You're being required to turn up your scrutiny a little bit. Look a little closer, you'll see that there are no knots that hold those binds. In a simple shrug, they fall away. Lift the blindfold. The swords do not ensnare you at all. You can walk out of there. So don't allow your perception of a situation to be overly negative, especially if somebody else has been trying to influence you on that. Take a step back and glean a sort of broader perspective, I would suggest. All right?
All right. I've got Peggy.
Peggy.
Dig down in here for Peggy. Ooh.
That doesn't suck.
Now, this is called like a soulmates or a soul buddies card. But I don't know why the second I looked at it, Peggy, I felt like this had something to do with uncovering past life information. I do not know why, but I feel like there's something opening up that has a connection to possibly Egypt or the Library of Alexandria or being able to look at Akashic records. And I know that might seem weird or vague, but I feel like this is some kind of really cool thing that's going to allow you to figure something out that you've been working on for a while.
Courtney's joined us and she's joined the sweep team. Thank you, Courtney, and thank you for the super chat,
All
Savannah,
right.
and thank you for the super chat, Susan.
All right,
Only four to go now.
All right. So now you have Cass.
I do. All right, let's have a look here. You've got to be on your toes a bit, Cass. Here, there's a lot going on. There's a lot you need to respond to quite quickly, but I would suggest respond, don't react. All right, there's a lot of calculation going on here. There's nothing you can't cope with. Nothing you can't cope with. You literally do tower over the issue, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be a busy time. You need to play the whack-a-mole a little bit here, quite literally. But I'm reminded that this also, if you accomplish this, which you will, there is an improvement in status as a result of that. There's something definitely to be gained from doing it. So plenty of heart, plenty of hoil. Stay on your toes. You've got it.
All right.
All right.
I got Lori.
Gosh, we've only got 4 super chats to go, peeps. You can do it. You can help us out. Thank you.
Lori. Don't let an untruth get you down. Okay? This we know is the card of a victory by deceit. And sometimes we buy into a false narrative or nasty things somebody else says that makes us feel like crap. Do not get sucked into that. You know who you are. You know what you can do. And don't let somebody else's negative words get you down. Focus on what's important to you. Focus on what you know you can do. And screw them. Get on with it.
I like it. Can you shuffle them up a bit more?
Helena is next.
Okay.
I'm going to try the big shuffle here. Oh.
Run away. Oh, Courtney, thank you so much for the super chat. You're just awesome as well. So,
All right.
ooh, hey, settle now. 3 more to go, peeps. We can do
I
this.
think we're going to get out to the greenhouse today. It's
I
60
think it's-
degrees in the greenhouse
No,
today.
it's 66 and a bit.
Oh, gosh.
So that's kind of cool. I'm game on.
All right,
Who
so
we
this
got
is
now?
Helena Rhonda.
Helena. I'm so sorry, Rhonda. Yes. Choices. Choose you must, in the words of Yoda. Choose you must. But I want you to know that this is not a single choice that thou must make and thou can never change your mind. You have to know that life is like a test and adjust, you know? If something doesn't appear right, it's okay to change the road you're on. So don't let fear of making the wrong decision prevent you from making a decision at all, if you understand me. Because sometimes that does happen to people. They get drug into this kind of like, oh shit, what if I do the wrong thing? It's okay. It's okay. If it appears that you have misassessed the situation, if that's even a word, I don't know, reassess the situation and apply the necessary corrective action. But one final caveat, Rhonda. Things may not be exactly as they appear. Nor are they otherwise. But there you go.
All right.
All right.
I have Yoff.
Yoff.
Ooh. Taking something that you have experience with, that you understand and that you know, and using it to move yourself forward, right? Sometimes our daily grind is same old, and we don't get a lot of chance to really make a push forward. But this is saying, find your spirit of adventure and collect what you know like a toolbox. And it's okay to look forward to something really good happening and having the knowledge and wherewithal to support that good thing. So I think this is very positive. Yes, it can be a learning experience, but it's not like a negative, like, oh shit, here comes another lesson learning experience. It's like, oh, wait, I've done something similar. And now if I take that and apply it, I'm really going to make progress. So I think this is a card of great progress.
Application of learned experience, eh?
All right.
Who we got now?
Carol.
Carol. Hello, Carol. Oh, hey, I love this card. Well, why wouldn't I? Because I'm a Leo.
Oh, my.
It is. Excuse me. You got water. I should have brought water.
As above, so below.
It
Healing.
is as above, so below, but healing and very much using your the incredible, huge reservoir of love that you have within you.
Maybe you're going to come out on Friday and hang out with us.
Maybe. Just to, you know, she has the best hugs.
Oh, she gives the best hugs.
She does.
But we have circle that night as well. So we're 12 to 5 with our community day. Then we have a little window to have foodie, and then we have circle.
Food is always good. Yeah, I love this card as well as much as you do, Carol. So yeah, lovely. It is the message of love. Excuse me. Love is the strongest force in the entire universe. There is nothing stronger than it. You know, all of this fear and crap and negativity that's been foisted all around the place. The one thing that fixes it is love. Love will. It's the only force strong enough to turn an enemy into a friend. You've got to remember
But
that.
I will say that this Mars energy now is going to make all of us just that little more prideful and a little more aggressive. So if you need to tell somebody how it is, go ahead.
But do it from a place of love. Let's take them for a walk through the Garden of Enlightenment, but from a place of love. There you go.
Most everything is going to be in the annex, Lori. We're doing tea and refreshments, maybe some divination, Reiki by donation. It's just going to be like a fun day, a community day.
Yeah, that's
I'll probably have eggs for sale for the church. Who knows?
To go talk to the clocks. They sounded like they were laying this morning.
I think I have a puzzle if we feel like we want to put a puzzle together. You know, that kind of thing.
Thank you so much for the super chat from Juniper's
That's
Tarot.
2 from her.
Well, she's just plain
all right.
awesome.
I'm up for Lizette.
So we got...
Lizette.
Or is that a super sticker?
I don't know.
It's a super sticker.
But Juniper's next. So,
Well,
all right,
absolutely.
Lizette, I'm torn about how I feel I want to present this. This is some sort of battle of wits or pressure from authority or having to push back against authority. I'm trying to focus and see how I feel this is, but I think really not losing it either way is important, right? If you're the one pushing back, keep your voice soft, be direct and to the point. If you're the one being attacked, don't overreact, respond, and keep your voice very soft and direct. There's some sort of, I hate to use the word, but incident with a figure of authority that I think you're going to have to navigate. And you know your stuff. Don't forget that. This is kind of the theme for today. Standing up for yourself, making boundaries, that kind of thing. Do be cautious, though, not to get in a place where you feel so threatened that you overreact. Okay.
Yes, it's the King of Wands, Lizette. That's what it was. So, thank you.
Lori White, I'll put you on the
Well,
list.
hello, and thank you for the super chat.
All right, you're up for Juniper.
We only need 2 more now. Look at that.
King of Wands, yes, King of Wands.
Page of Swords. So,
This is Juniper's tarot.
there's a lot of latency in this card. It's almost like you've got a head of steam built up. It's like, you know, I'm just going to put that there because I have to do an interpretive dance. It's like, right, let's what? You know, it's like you've got this need to really burst out and achieve some kind of positive traction, but it's not quite so sure where to let the dart fly or where to swing the sword at yet. It's like you're in the process of like coming up. The desire to act, it hasn't yet got its channel. Do you know what I mean? So
Oh, the energy's building, but
Yeah.
where do you direct it?
exactly
That new moon. Do something good for the new moon.
So that's what I'm trying to suggest, is that you really take a bit of time and you set your intention. And if you're not sure what your intention should be, try and work out where it is you're trying to get to, and then take it back, work it backwards, like almost like a critical path analysis to actually get to where this is where I need to start. And I think that's going to help you, because I think you feel like sort of like, oh, you know. So woosah, a bit of planning, and I think you've got the weft, you know, you've got it going on. But
All right.
All
mix them up, mix them up. Marlene.
Marlene, hello Marlene.
Ooh, Marlene.
Cold-hearted orb that rules the night.
So this is the Pisces card. Pisces new moon is coming. But the other things that are going on astrologically are trying to create illusions, right? Veils, cloud the picture a little bit.
Obfuscation.
So it's really important that we are very clear. And I feel like I want to tell you, you know, this big thing came out, The Secret, this book, The Secret. But it wasn't a secret. It is stuff metaphysical people had been doing for years. So if there's something that you want to manifest and you focus on it for 17 seconds,
Interesting.
it starts to move that into reality. But if you can focus on something for 64 seconds, it manifests. But you would be surprised how hard it is to focus intently on something for 64 seconds.
And one
With
thing
no
only.
distraction, no movement out of there. But there's something going on that is trying to put a veil in front of you or cloud some information. So really, really work on your skills of focus and your skills of like combing through the information. What here is the whole truth? And what here has been placed here to draw my attention in a place I don't want to put my attention. So I think your card for today is clarity. Clarity. You're up for Nicole.
Nicole! Fish boy.
Ah, it's another
Speaking of Pisces,
card, yeah.
Speaking of Pisces, yeah, I can't see this card without seeing that. I don't know, I feel like creativity is the thing, you know. Where's your art? What happened to your art? I know things have been, you know, chaotic for you for a while now, but sometimes picking back up your art, whatever it is, can be the most amazing cathartic release for that which, you know, you've internalized, and perhaps not even realized you've internalized it, but you've been carrying it around.
Hey, when are you going to do a paint and sip thing?
Well, there you go then. What about your art? What about your art? You know? So really, it's so healing. Art is such a healing thing. I mean, it doesn't just heal the person who makes the art. When people look at art, it's also tremendously healing and stimulates a response in all sorts of things. And the world without art would just be if you think about it. The earth without art would be There was a little pun there. You'd have to do it on paper.
E-A-R-T-H without the A-R-T would be
Just be without art. So, no, seriously, Nicole, really think about reconnecting with your art. It's going to be hugely healing for you at this time.
All right, I have Kaylee. Because Savannah gave a
Kaylee. Guys, we got 2 more to go to get our goal. Come on, because Lisa, right. I will force Lisa into doing another astrological thing for you.
I feel like this has, Kaylee has some pressures to do with trying to be 2 completely different things, right? A lot of times we see this card when somebody's trying to work and go to school, or trying to do full-time mom thing and go to school, or trying to be a mom and work, or, you know, whatever it is, these 2 kind of things that both are big responsibilities, that both have to do with our financial situations, and we're really, really trying to juggle. But this card also is connected to both the Magician and the Strength card. Because of the coloring and the hands and the infinity symbol. So, Kaylee, I think you're going to get your act together. No pun intended, right? Because he looks like a juggler from the circus.
Look at my hat.
But if we look closely, this person is doing the juggling while standing on 1 foot. So, I think that again, we can do a lot more than we think we can, but we also don't want to overwhelm ourselves. So figure out the 2 things you can do. Maybe you can't do all 3. And I think you could do 2 things quite well. So I think this is a card of saying you have strength and you have ability. You just need to remember how to dance. Yeah.
Thank you, Helena. We just need 1 more super chat, people, and
then what am I doing?
You're going to do another astrological thing.
Oh, another. Okay.
I think you should. People loved it. They really do. You got such good feedback. Unlike my story, nobody liked.
Oh, nobody liked your story. Your story time.
I'm just boring. That must be it.
Courtney.
Courtney. Oh, come on. Hey, I actually think this is you. To be honest, I think you are
on earth and nature.
Yeah, you have got such this incredible nurturing connection to the earth. You know, your very nature is that of nurturing nature, and you know, using nature to nurture you. And more power to your elbow, because people really need that right now. And just to take care of the things that need to be taken care of. It doesn't have to be anything magnanimous.
Cass says she likes your story.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, he'll do more.
I will. I'll try. But I don't know. You know, she gets more views than me all the time. I know she's better looking than me. I know that. I understand that.
All right, Courtney.
But,
yeah,
Courtney,
you have the answers. You really do.
You do. You are so incredibly connected to the nature of nature. And I think, honestly, do more of that. And let nature, nature is your church. So go to church, girl. That's what I'm saying, and this is such a, bringing things forwards. It's you are exactly where you're supposed to be. So more power to your elbow. That's what I would say.
Right.
All right, who we got now?
Lori W, who came in.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Come on, peeps, one more super chat. Just one. You got it, just
Lori,
one.
you're sorting something out to do with family dynamic and getting things in order. Sometimes one person holds a lot more responsibility than others, even though it should really be distributed. But I feel like some stuff has come to your shoulders, but that you are going to divide it up, sort it out, and get it straightened out. So go ahead and make the appointments you need to make and take the brunt of the responsibility now in order to get things shuffled the way they really need to be, right? So sometimes one person does have to actually drive the car, even though they're going to deliver everyone to the new destination.
But somebody has to drive.
Somebody has to drive. And
Hopefully
you might be in the position where you don't have a co-pilot. Nobody else wants to take any responsibility for this journey. But I think that once you get people to where they're going, you'll be able to give back responsibility where it needs to go. But it seems to me like there's something going on in a family dynamic or a family sorting out of things, probably to do with money or wills or something like that, or caretaking. But I think that you're gonna step up and drive the bus.
All right.
All right. So now I have to do some sort of astrology thing this
You
week.
do. And she would like one for Tony, so I think you should do it for Tony.
All right.
I think you should.
You want me to read Tony?
I do. Oh, come on. I think you should. I think.
I'm going to shuffle them up, Tony.
Fascinating. Thank you for helping us make our goal. Now she's going to have to do something.
I like how he says to me, "Oh, should we set a goal today?" And I said, "No, you don't have a purpose. We need to think about it." And he just pushes me under the bus. All right, Tony.
Come on, like you're going to have a hard time doing that.
Tony. Hey.
Interesting. Yes, Miss Funny.
Hey, you remember yesterday we were having this conversation about this tiled floor?
Oh. Oh. Rolling up a trouser.
Again,
Lexi.
this is sort of a don't give in to an illusion. When you look closely at this card, the noose around their necks is big enough they could slip it off. They just maybe haven't figured out how just yet. And this depicted as Satan is really Saturn, which is the planets of lessons and karma and that sort of thing. And we had talked in the beginning about Saturn coming together with Neptune. So I think this has to do with figuring out which responsibilities, Saturn, which lessons, Saturn, are really yours, and which lessons you are participating in on someone else's behalf, right? In other words, what are you doing that is enabling somebody not to take their lesson on board? And what do you want to change to get a little more freedom, right? So you and this other person here are taking the brunt of things that maybe aren't necessarily all you're doing. Maybe it's time to slip that off and make a little more space. The tiled floor leads us to the ark of the covenant, leads us to that hidden information. So I do think some information is coming forward regarding how to express a lesson to someone who needs to learn it, and without, being a jerk about it.
You have to take someone through the Garden of Enlightenment,
yes, take
perhaps.
them for a walk through the Garden of Enlightenment. All right, card of the week. We need a card of the week.
Shall I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll both chime in on this one.
Ooh.
Higher purposes, speaking of. I obviously, at a trivial level, this may be a good time to do a little bit of home improvement,
More
tidy
about
up.
that Masonic stuff.
Yeah, move some stuff around. Well, Master Mason, of course it's Masonic here. And the great architect. Well, he's just the architect, actually. He's not the great one.
Well, there's a jester there, too, so...
He's the architect. All
right, what does this card mean for the week? Come on.
So there's a higher purpose at work here if you're prepared to do it. Whilst you might feel motivated to move a few things around, maybe break out some paint and give a lick of paint to an old place, or move some furniture, there is definitely a higher purpose here, a sort of like something which is going to lead you somewhere better. But you've got to remember those three important things: idea, plan, action. Idea, plan, action. Yeah, because an idea without a plan is just a wish, and a plan without action is going nowhere. So those three together, they're like the proverbial milking stool. You need all parts of it, and it works well.
All right, I'm going to say that this has to do with Fridays, not just building community, yes, but also executing the plan, right? 1 and 1 is 10.
Oh, you do
when
binary.
You're all focused on the same thing. So tell as many of your family members, friends, or share and get everybody to agree not to give their money to corporate greedy places, to get out of your house, to go to a museum or do something.
There you
Pay
go.
cash. Yeah. Go somewhere and do something so you're not on the internet, and so you're not in a place where you feel you have to spend money that feeds the greed. Power to the people this week. Power to the people. Set your intention. That new moon is perfect for setting an intention, honestly, for the next year, because we have those nodal axis to work with too. And lots of shifts with Pisces, Aries energy. So.
Yeah, and just if you do want to go back and re-watch this, e pluribus unum, out of the many one. And we, the people, have a massive voice if we all speak with the same voice. And it cannot be ignored. And sometimes that voice has to be very quiet.
Right, well, let's think about how many people don't like the chainsaw-wielding nut job. This is a powerful time to resist. And it's not just the people who didn't vote for the Cheeto. It's people who didn't vote for the chainsaw, right? So it's time for us to have our voice. We must mobilize. Must mobilize.
The Afrikaner was not elected.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
All
right, moving on.
I'll keep these notes. And we will see you again definitely Wednesday night for the people who are part of the Academy.
Yes.
And somehow now this week I will fit in another astrology video.
She'll do something amazing. She's really good. It probably might even be live. You never know. Why not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
but
do it.
Listen,
It's going to be good.
Thank you.
You.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, I
Thank
got
you
tarot scopes to do too.
Oh, well, of course.
Maybe it'll be
We're there,
tarot
aren't we?
scopes.
We're there.
All right.
And that fun stuff. So, thank you. You have an amazingly wonderful day. And if you can possibly find time to come and spend some time with us on Friday, do so.
I also think February's magazines finally arrived today, by the way.
Shock. Horror. 4 days before the end of February.
Yeah.
I think he had a hard time, poor guy.
There was a rough go. Yeah, he's not having fun.
Things did not cooperate.
All
Never
right,
mind.
so see you soon. Thank you, everyone.
care.
Love you. Peace. Thanks for
See
the
you
super
soon.
chats.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.